In the top right, we have the Protoss player Free.
Yeah, and in the bottom left, we have the Terran player Rush.
And this is the second game of the best of 3 series, where the first game was not casted by us. So we're actually in the dark about how the current score is. So we'll have to see how many games are played and then infer the score from that. Yeah. So here in casting this game, it's lingepumpe. That's me, usually a Zerg player. And with me, we have...
I'm RoyalBlue, and I'm a Terran main. And yeah, we both cast for StarCastTV. So we're going to be casting this Terran vs Protoss today, and it looks like Free has a little something for us. Proxying a pylon way out in the map, right outside its opponent's net, actually in a place where it will get scouted, I'm pretty sure, as soon as the SCV makes its way over. But that is a very aggressive forward gate, so that means he's going to want to bring on some Zealot aggression.
Will he leave it at the single gate, you think?
Yeah, we'll see. He's taking a gas now. I think he will leave it at a single gate, but we'll see.
Yeah, the SCV scouts it right now, so he knows what's up. Pulling 6 SCVs together with the scouting SCV to try and attack the to attack the proxy and the probe, I guess.
Yeah, but the proxy's already finished. These SCVs are actually a little too late, I would say. The gateway has a lot of HP, and the probe's done a great job delaying these SCVs. There's only 6 that have been pulled, so I think the Zealot will get out. Let's see here. Oh, there goes the HP. They're pretty fast by the SCVs.
Yeah. I guess the Zealot will come out, but...
One Zealot gets out. The other SCVs are doing their job. They're focusing down that gateway, and they have killed the probe, so there will be no second gateway.
Yeah, excellent. Little bit sloppy with one of the pullbacks, and also loses one SCV in the return at the end. But really nice timed the SCV pull and the number of SCVs. It looked like it wouldn't be enough, but it was very well timed.
Yeah, it was enough, and they held that gateway, only letting one Zealot out, and they have the Sim City in the main, which they're not going to marine around, so they were able to hold this Zealot aggression. There is another gateway going up in the main for Protoss this time, so they're kind of backing off a little bit. They don't really have their tech out yet, just starting a cybernetic support. So Terran doesn't have the gas either. It looks like they may look for a fast expand here.
Yeah. Yeah, if your gas is denied like that, then you don't have a lot of options. You can either expand or place down more barracks.
And here we see a second gateway going up for Protoss in the main, so they are most likely going to look to put on more pressure in this game and not let the Terran expand here. So we'll see how this plays out.
The Zealot is trying to buy a little bit of time for the pylon so that it lives longer, but in effect the Protoss invested quite expensively here, losing a pylon and a gateway, and I'm not sure that he really got what he wanted from that proxy.
Yeah, I think you're right. This was held very well from Rush, and now this gateway is kind of being seen as a weakness here, spending that mineral so quickly, and now this Zealot is actually being bullied by these Marines and being pushed back. So the Zealot is, buying time for the Dragoons to get out, and once these ranged Dragoons get out, they'll be able to trade very well against the Marines. But right now, Terran actually is able to comfortably set up a bunker and their command center at their net. And Protoss is playing a little bit from behind. Their tech was a little bit delayed, and now they're just going to have goons against a bunker. So they're going to have to try to get some damage done, shooting down the bunker from range before the siege tank gets up.
Yeah. Do you think that Free is looking to get an expansion soon? We have the probe in position. Seems to be.
Yeah, Free really
Yes.
has no choice here. Either take the expansion or go up for a Reaver or something. But here is the
Yeah.
expansion, and it's just a delayed timing, so they may even look to double expand here.
Mhm. We have the add-on added immediately. No Vulture or similar build. So he really knows that he wants that siege tank to stop the Dragoons from putting continuous damage on the bunker.
Yeah, I don't know if you even can open Vulture against two gateways, Dragoons, because it's like you said, it's so much pressure on this first bunker. You really want that siege tank as fast as you can, and as you can see, the siege mode upgrade is on the way too. So the Protoss, yeah, double expanding behind this 2-gate goon pressure, which I gotta say is very common here, and just taking so many shots on this bunker.
Yeah, that repair is quite expensive over time.
Yeah, Terran has gotten up to 2 factories before placing an engineering bay or anything like that, so they must be pretty confident here. I think they did scout that Protoss has taken a 3rd.
Yeah, there was a single Marine that was running away from the Zealot. He managed to go all the way into the 3rd, so he knows that it's building and he knows the timing. Okay, siege tank is up, so the Dragoons back off.
Yeah, we see straight siege tanks being produced from Terran, and no real tech right now beyond the siege tanks. So they may be going for a timing here. It looks like they may place 2 more factories as well.
Okay, Protoss is going up to 4 gateways now, and also the robotics facility is coming down. Probably going into Reaver tech, I would assume.
Yeah, definitely want to get those observers out at least to see what Terran's doing, because this fortifact has gone unscouted, and the Terran did see that Protoss took such a fast 3rd. They may be going for a timing here. They're upgrading Vulture speed, adding on more Marines.
Yeah, the observatory was used at the 3rd base to wall off a little bit at the choke. So you're right, the priority is observers. We'll see if he decides to also invest into Reaver tech. For now, it doesn't seem to be going that direction.
Yeah, Reaver Tech may be wise to halt this timing, and we'll see how he reacts. Seeing this move out from Terran, it's got to be pretty scary. The Protoss not really prepared, only on Dragoons right now. The Observer just on the way, so the Protoss is kind of contained. And it looks like behind this, Terran is just rallying Vultures with speed and mines, so they will look to set up kind of a minefield here outside Protoss base.
Yeah, only now Protoss realizes what's happening. It's always disadvantageous when they can't slow down the push. Yeah, but I guess he wasn't able to stand so far forward. Mine's getting good damage here, Protoss losing almost all of his Dragoons.
Yeah, very good damage from the mines, and I think the late observer is really what caused Protoss to so defensive with their units. And now Terran was able to walk all the way across the map and is sieging up in the Protoss net and laying some mines. They still got a good amount of Marines, but there has been no shuttle yet.
Here come some Dragoons from the back.
Yeah, some Dragoons come from the flank. There's the shuttle. The Zealot gets on top of the tanks.
2 more tanks remain, but very low. 1 more tank, and he'll get it, even though there's an SCV trying to repair it. Very, very tight.
So it looks like Protoss has held this somehow. Cleaned up all of the Terran tanks. Terran is actually kind of reinforcing with 2 more tanks and some Vultures on the way as well.
Also, there's a shuttle there. Do you think it's wise to continue the push like this? I always have the impression that Terran units work better in numbers.
Yeah, and there is a Reaver out now as well, so I do not think it's wise to continue this push, but we'll see how this goes for Terran. maybe thinking they needed to get some damage done, some more damage done. I think they've done enough damage that they're free to take a third now. The Weaver out doing some good damage on the tanks, and I think this is Terran's. Oh, Terran's going back in with 4 tanks now. Wow, they're really determined to make this push work. Yeah, no kind of anti-air with this push, so I can see that shuttle being very effective.
Yeah, he's a bit hesitant to use the Reaver.
Yeah, but as soon as he does, he takes out like 2 tanks with just Zealots basically, and the Weaver gets some shots off on the 3rd tank. Still, Terran is just rallying units across the map, and they're able to put on a lot of pressure and trade away Protoss' army. I think this Reaver is just going to get more and more effective, but it's actually taking some damage here, so credit to Rush for the micro.
Yeah, it's a very close back and forth battle. It's not clear if Terran will be able to gain the advantage at some point. So all of these very, very close battles every time, every wave.
Yeah, Terran behind this, adding on now up to 6 factories and adding on a 3rd command center. It looks like their academy is on the way, as well as a +1 upgrade on tanks. I think eventually this shuttle will just prove too effective, and yeah, now they're forced to pull back. Supply's about even.
Can you explain the SCV at the 3rd of the Protoss? Is that a bad pylon?
Yeah, I have no idea what the SCV is still doing there. There was a Vulture over there laying some mines as well. Yeah, doesn't really make sense to me what the SCV is doing.
Yeah. Interesting, because the Vulture was shooting that pylon for quite a while, and he sent the SCV. Maybe he wanted to repair the Vulture, because it was really there for a long time. Yeah.
Oh, here's 2 tanks that must have got misrallied or something. They are instantly destroyed by the Protoss army. And Protoss sent in his Reaver and tried to see what he could do, but being forced away by Goliaths right now and taken out. So that's a big loss for Protoss. You know, that Reaver was able to hold off all of Terran's aggression until now.
When we look at the macro, Terran has landed the 3rd CC and is mining healthily now from 3 bases with almost 70 workers. Meanwhile, Protoss is also expanding in the bottom right. Worker count is about 10 lower for Protoss. I'm not sure if that's normal. It seems to be good for Terran.
Yeah, I don't think it is normal. I think usually Protoss wants to be ahead on workers, judging by the fact that they have more nexus usually than the Terran's command centers. But this game, Protoss was delayed taking their nat even, but you'd think once they got on those 3 bases they'd have added up to their probe count. They do have up to 60, but now they're taking a lot of harass here on the right side by these speed vultures. And they're getting right on top of these probes here at the nat. And they're trading pretty good. The Zealots are kind of not the right unit to counter these Dragoons, are what you want to use. And here's another Speed Vulture group. The Dragoons may be onto them. Oh, no, they're just kind of passing on the wrong path. And it looks like more probes are being transferred here on this dangerous road right here. Not where you want to go with your probes right now.
A huge amount of Zealots being used here.
Yeah, this been a little adventure for the Terran, sending their vultures away like this, and they've managed to get some damage done and just trade with the Zealots, which isn't so bad. And at this point, I guess they're just trading away their vultures and trying to amass more tanks because they did go so factory heavy in the early game. They were able to mass up a lot of vultures. And now their tank count is actually relatively low, I would say. It looks like they only have like 5 at their rally right now. But they're buying a lot of time with their vultures running around the map and being annoying. And look, they've got a drop going on here in the bottom right. And so they're taking out probes.
Yeah, nice drop. Will be tricky for the Protoss to even get his units in there with all of the mines.
Yeah, and another vulture group trying to do a run by, but actually ultimately getting shut down by the SimCity of the Terran. And did he just lose a bunch of Dragoons to mines on that right side? It looks like it. So that's very frustrating if you're Protoss.
If we take another look at the economy, the Terran player has decided to stop producing SCVs at 70. He was at 67 the last time we checked, two or 3 minutes ago. Meanwhile, Protoss has less workers than he had at that time, so the difference now is 14. So these vulture run-bys have done a good job on the economy. Yeah, Terran now even going towards a 4th base. Let's see if he's gonna add some more workers for that.
Yeah, I don't think pushing necessarily is wise here, as we see these Speed Zealots are still very effective, but there's a lot of Goliaths out, and they're able to trade out these Speed Zealots. Now there isn't +2 on the tanks just yet. Oh, and we see 2 carriers enter the field here, so the carriers are what caused all this Goliath mass. And now, yeah, he came at a good time, I guess, to counter these carriers. He's able to win this fight so far. The carrier's not really proving too en masse right now, but they are building up. So like you said, the 4th base coming down for Terran, that's going to prove critical in this game, I think. They're able to establish that 4th base.
Drop also is back in the bottom right, getting a few kills there, although the Salad is cleaning it up now.
Yeah, now these carriers actually starting to trade really well with the tanks and the Goliaths, so Terran is forced back a little bit for now, I think, and the carriers are allowed to amass to about 5 before one is picked off. So here comes the Goliath. They might even get this up. 64 HP on the other carrier. But we do see a 3 Stargate carrier potentially production right now. So that is pretty threatening. However, does Free have the eco to make those Stargates linking all the time? I don't think so right now. As you were mentioning, there's not a lot of probes out there.
Yeah. The main is mined out. In the natural, Free only has 2 probes mining. That must be a mistake. And on his 3rd base, his minerals are about 2/3 gone. So yeah, doesn't look great for the Protoss player. These carriers really have to do a wondrous work.
Yeah, and actually a great play here. Rush was able to do a drop, draw the carriers away to the bottom right, and then make an attack in the top middle. And that was a very good play because it's allowed him to now destroy this 3rd base and force Free into basically an all-in counterattack. And so here's Free going for it with all his Dragoons and carriers grouped together. They're going to run into some turrets and mines though, which are very effective against Dragoons.
Meanwhile, Rush is pulling back his army. So after killing that base, his army is in time to come back before real damage has been done here. He should be able to clean this up, and that's GG.
Alright, so that's it for our first game. And we will see you all in the next video.